Okay, so in our next word problem, it's a very similar idea. We actually have a ship leaving a pier, right? And they leave it at a bearing of south, 62 degrees east. So again, let's imagine that's my port, right? So there's the port. When we leave our bearing, we're looking south, and we're going 62 degrees east. So that means we're heading in this direction right there. So there's roughly, right, 62 degrees in an easterly direction, right? We're south heading east, right, in a 62 degrees. We also know that that's 8 miles. So that length right there, so they've basically traveled, when they left the port, they traveled for 8 miles in that bearing, south 62 degrees east. Then what ended up happening is they ended up changing course, right, on a new bearing north 20 degrees east. So again, this is all a matter of perspective. So they're sitting here now, and from this point of orientation, they are now looking north, right? So we're looking north and heading 28 degrees east. So there's your 28 degrees, and they're now heading this way for 6 miles, right? So the 6 miles, that's a little 28 degree in there. Okay, so there's basically where the ship is, right, at this point in time. So they want to know is how far from the ship, all right, from the pier. So they basically, again, want to know that distance. All right, and maybe we get lucky like we did up here. Now that I have that picture, right, we can kind of see this triangle. Are we lucky, right? What's the angle right in here? If it's 90 degrees, we're basically back to doing this. If it's not 90 degrees, then we got to use those tricks where we, basically use a, perpendicular thing, break it up into two triangles, and use our trig. But let's see if we're lucky. So to see if we're lucky, we already know that this is 28 degrees. And what I have here, right, is a transversal situation. And so this 62 degree angle is the same as that 62 degree angle because they're alternate interior angles. So what's 62 plus 28? It's 90. So yes, we are very lucky here. So reorientating ourselves, this is 8, this is 6, that's 90. Right? And basically we're looking for that distance right there. So again, a lot of language. Drawing the picture, we find that we got lucky, just like the last one, where we have a nice 90-degree angle, so we don't have to do anything crazy. And so again, using our Pythagorean theorem, 6 squared plus 8 squared is d squared. D squared is essentially going to be what? This is 36 plus 64. So d squared is 100. Taking a square root, right, we basically get that d is equal to 10. So in this case, right, it's a nice number, right? They're basically 10 miles apart, right, for this situation that's given. So there you have it. So if they travel for 8 miles south 62 degrees east, change directions and travel 6 miles north 28 degrees east, they will basically be 10 miles away from the pier. All right, and so there is how we do that one. All right, so the next one, again, has a lot of language, a lot of things going on. So how about I break and we'll start fresh, draw some nice pictures, and go from there. All right, so another video coming up soon.